Rooster Teeth starting off 2020, with not so good of a year already. Crunchyroll has gained a new high-tier posh office, and layoffs are still happening at WarnerMedia. This just sounds like a disaster starting off the year. Ooh. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So we got a lot of news today. I was actually going to make this into two different videos, decided to put them both into one because they relate to one another. So let's start off with Rooster Teeth. So Rooster Teeth has lost another animator again. Oh, Rooster Teeth. Oh, yeah, it's still not looking too good for him, and this is the start of 2020. Oh, you want to think about starting the new year off great, right? Yeah, Rooster Teeth, this ain't the way to do it. Oh, so this animator named Keddy on Twitter, or Kedward, this is what they had to say. 7 years, 1 season of X-Ray and Vav, 1 Cabooses Guide, 3 seasons of Ruby Chibi, 4 seasons of RVB, 6 seasons of Ruby. Didn't work on season 5. Probably a blessing for your resume. All wrapped up and done. Last day at RT. Some good, then there was all the bad. I'm going to be taking the longest, deepest sigh and just relax. Oh, just that last statement alone does not tell you anything good that's going on at Rooster Teeth. I mean, with another animator gone, more problems ensue, but don't think that's the end for them because there's a lot more still going on behind the scenes. So, looking at WarnerMedia as well. But hey, speaking of companies that WarnerMedia owns, let's take a look at Crunchyroll. How are they doing today? Oh, wow, okay. So apparently, many of you probably already know this, and if you don't, well, let's give you a little scoop on what's going on here. So apparently, Crunchyroll has a brand new high-tier posh office. It's very, very nice. I'm very surprised that Crunchyroll has this new high-tier posh-looking office. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And I'll get into why I'm surprised that they actually got this office. So, looking at the tweet here, this is what Adam Sheehan had to say that works for Crunchyroll about the new office. The new Crunchyroll office is so amazing. It blows me away. We all work here now. I'm surprised because of all the layoffs that has been going on last year with WarnerMedia and AT&T. AT&T is in debt $170 billion, and I'm very surprised that they're allowing Crunchyroll to spend this much money and get such a high-tier office like this. It's very surprising because let's go back a year. So back in 2019, several events occurred, one of those being Rooster Teeth had 2 layoffs, one of them that wasn't even publicly recorded, back in March. And then, of course, another one that happened back in September, which they had lost 13% of their staff, which was a total of 54 people overall. And that's pretty bad considering that Rooster Teeth's staff was just a little over 400 people last year. So 13% of that, yeah, that's not a good amount. And then, of course, we started to see more animators leave Rooster Teeth over time. Not good. Not looking good at all. Tons of layoffs, people getting fired. It was just a mess. But it's not just that. We also saw other issues occurring with WarnerMedia as well. And Rooster Teeth wasn't the only company that WarnerMedia owns that took hits from layoffs. And here's the other big thing. With restructuring also going on when it comes to Rooster Teeth, well, here's another big thing. WarnerMedia just kept cutting and cutting and cutting last year, and it just was really bad because they're trying to obviously get their debt down, so that's why they were just chopping off limbs of companies over and over again. And it's definitely not a good sign, but what surprises me, with all the debt that they're in, Crunchyroll was just getting this brand new office now. It's completely out of nowhere, and, I mean, it's a shock. I mean, I will have to say, when looking at the screenshots, looking at the little video of their new office, it looks like just a beautiful place to work. But here's the thing: Crunchyroll themselves, they've made their own mistakes too, and they're not an innocent company by any means, considering, High Guardian Spice and how much of the money they said they were giving to the Japanese anime industry, and then they actually weren't, which was exploited by some people who worked in the industry, talking about how Crunchyroll basically had been hoarding a lot of that money and just using it for their own benefits rather than giving it to the industry like they had been telling the people. And so, if you look at this whole thing, I mean, it's like a mini Tokyo. Like I said, I'm absolutely surprised that WarnerMedia and AT&T was like, yeah, sure, go ahead, spend the money, just take all this and have a good time with your brand new office. I am absolutely appalled by this. And we already know that there's layoffs happening this year. It was announced back in December that there was going to be more layoffs in WarnerMedia. So this sounds very unorganized, if you had to ask me, for a company to just give them more money for basically this whole office. I mean, you would think they're trying to get out of debt, right? And then you look at all these screenshots and tweets of just their brand new office, and you think, wow, this is insane. And then also, you look at how little their translators are paid, for example, because Crunchyroll doesn't pay the translators very well. And many people were not very happy to see this whole thing happen. And, I think that with all this money that they had for this office, it definitely could have gone to like their translators, for example. It could have just been done better. Some of it could have gone to the anime industry as well. And then here's this instead. Many people, myself included, were pretty upset over this because it's like, well, you get this brand new fancy expensive office. Looks very nice, don't get me wrong, but what about the people that work for you or that you say you're giving the money to? Why doesn't it go to them? It's kind of crazy to see that. And many people on Twitter, you better believe they weren't very happy about it. So this is some of the tweets. I had to take a look at some of these. So this is what some of the people were saying. See, guys, all your money helps the anime industry. Definitely isn't better to just buy merch directly from Japan. Another person had to say, it's good to know where all the money to support the anime industry really is going. Yeah, I mean, no kidding. It's just literally going to a big high-tier office rather than actually supporting the anime industry. Remember Tokyo Pop? Oh, I know I do. I don't want the same fate for Crunchy, but they too were a shit freelance job for translators and had lighter deadline demands. And the thing about Tokyo Pop is, in case you don't know that entire situation, Tokyo Pop, they went bankrupt many years ago. And it's very sad for them, but it happened. So that's why they brought up Tokyo Pop here. Surprise that company hasn't gone belly up yet. Oh, with all the things that's going on in WarnerMedia, I'm very surprised about this as well. You think about HBO Max, for example, right? They're getting Studio Ghibli, which Crunchyroll's not even going to get, and they're just getting all of the library of Crunchyroll and more. I mean, I'm surprised that they are allowing Crunchyroll to have this office, considering that HBO Max is about to become a thing in April, and all this anime that they're not going to have is going to be over there. I mean, it feels like it's just a complete and utter waste. Rather, this could have gone to the anime industry, as they say they've been doing all these years, and their translators that they're supposed to be paying, and instead it goes to a brand new office that, I mean, what? Will it just become HBO Max's office at this point? I mean, what's going to happen? See, that's the big question now. One person responded and said, it will eventually. Yeah, I'm not surprised, considering all the things I've heard about Rooster Teeth going to be rolled into Cartoon Network and Crunchyroll being rolled into HBO Max. I've heard this from insiders. I'm not going to be surprised if it actually does happen. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest. So, this is where all the money anime studios don't ever see goes. Stuff that doesn't benefit them in the slightest. Exactly. It doesn't benefit them. And this is just disgraceful because Crunchyroll's been lying all this time on the money actually going to the anime industry. Rather, they've been using it for their own benefit, like, as I stated before, High Guardian Spice. Cool, could pay your translator better. Oh, shots fired. Oh, so true. Money for this, but y'all pay peanuts to your translators. More translator shots. Oh, these people just, digging right into Crunchyroll over this. Ooh. Ahoy, mateys! Somebody's been paying the shipyard more than the translators, original content creators. Oh, whew, laid it in hard. Whew. And one person said pirate anime. I mean, at this point, that's practically what it's getting down to. I mean, a lot of people do it already as it is anyways, and this is looking more and more likely what it's going to come down to happening. Now I know why I don't feel any guilt at all when pirating anime. Woo! Oh man, people laying it hard into Crunchyroll today. Oh, they need some ointment for that burn. Oh, if this isn't an ad for other direct purchasing or yo ho ho, I don't know what is. Oh, these people, man, laying it into Crunchyroll real hard. They got it on full blast over here as Crunchyroll has just been lying for years about where it's been going. And obviously they have translators. They could pay so much better. Of course, they could also donate more of the money to anime companies over in Japan. But, of course, it goes to a fancy new office. You know, what surprises me also is that WarnerMedia just allowed this idea to happen. Because they have been so conservative in terms of their money because they needed to cut down $20 billion by the end of December. And I'm very shocked that they allowed this to happen. It's very surprising to me that they allowed them to have this office. But then again, you know, Crunchyroll may not be a thing much longer, and it may just be merged into HBO Max. So, I mean, what are they going to do? Are they just going to keep that as an HBO Max office in the future? I mean, personally, the only thing I could see coming out of it would be like another district office. I mean, under HBO Max. That's what I could really see. And then, of course, Rooster Teeth. Oh, you know, they've been downsizing because they've been having so many issues, and now they lose another animator. Oh, Rooster Teeth got the biggest kick here when it comes to it because Crunchyroll got that brand new office, and then Rooster Teeth just keeps losing and losing. I mean, at this point, Crunchyroll may be around a little longer than Rooster Teeth as things continue to go like this, it seems. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from their favorite channels, so make sure you're still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like if you enjoyed, and share this video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there, and it'll also keep you up to date on things and when new videos come out. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.